Welcome to another episode of the State of the Bulldogs. Sam, Mike, Jeb, and Grant. Grant and Mike tonight, boys. Back after a little hiatus, shifting probably until basketball season to Friday schedules or Friday episodes again, but a lot to cover. Tennis ended in a heartbreaker to Wisconsin in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Baseball has two series left in a tight SoCon race. Softball came so close to a regular season title as they head to Chattanooga for the conference tournament this week. And our favorite, Jermaine Marshall, asked us to name our starting five plus a sixth man all-time Samford basketball team, which was a fun little exercise. But Mike, Grant, how are we doing with all this going on?
Excited to grow our listener base in Finland. I know that. So thanks to Jermaine for that.
I was thinking it was some Finnish basketball fan trying to find out about their favorite player.
Yes, Grant's text to us was, "Hey, we had a fan from Finland ask us a question," and we were like, "What?" Mike had his buddy in Ireland one time, and I was like,
"Who I just got dinner with tonight."
Oh, there you go, small world. And then I was like, "Baby, we do have a fan in Finland, but no, it's our boy Jermaine." Who, I love that he asked us that question. We'll get to that at the end, but. Samford also announced a new Hall of Fame class, and it is star-studded. So we'll talk about the Hall of Fame class after we give everybody an update on the sports going on, and then we'll talk about our basketball top five plus the sixth man. But, boys, let's hit on baseball first. Mike, Grant, two series left. We're currently in a four-way, five-way tie for second at 9-6 in conference. Yeah, look, coming into conference play, we were like, oh, this team is terrible. Turns out they're about, an average SoCon team this year with the potential to be a little bit better. So we'll see. Pitching seemed to have leveled out a little bit, but dropping the series to Mercer is not great. But we did bounce back. Grant, was our first midweek win, right?
First midweek win since March. But again, the April midweeks included Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State.
Yeah.
So there's a caveat there too. But it's still nice to get a win on your last midweek over UNA, getting that series sweep.
So we do have a little bit of momentum heading into the final series against Citadel on the road and then Wofford at home. Wofford's one of those teams we're tied with, which is, well, if we can take care of business against the Citadel, who's currently sitting at 6-9, just outside of the log jam at the top, then the Wofford series will be pivotal for what we hope to be fighting for a 2 seed, which is extremely important in the baseball tournament. But right now, Western sits atop the conference at 12-6. ETSU, Mercer, Samford, Wofford, all at 9-6. Citadel 6-9, and then UNCG, VMI 6-12, 3-12, respectively. How are we feeling about baseball's prospects? 6 games left. Can we get 4? I feel like 5. You win. You're the 2 seed. 5-1, you're the 2 seed, especially if you sweep Wofford. But 4 is probably a little more realistic.
Yeah, 5-1 seems aggressive, but I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, you said the pitching's come around a little bit. You've settled into your rotation. Joseph Lee on Friday, Blashy on Saturday with Noah Berry on Sunday, which he didn't expect that coming to the year, which is pretty cool with getting your Friday guy kind of solidified. So he's been really good. We had the bats will, as we've said all year, the bats will be there. It's a matter of the pitching picking up at the right time. So we'll see. 4-2 would be nice, but 3-3 looks like kind of more likely there.
No, it probably will be 3-3, 4-2. So ETSU has a tough 6 games. They have Wofford and Mercer. So really, I mean, if we can win the Citadel series and then win the Wofford series, that actually might position us well enough to be the 2 seed. But let's check Mercer too. Obviously, they're playing ETSU in one of their series. But okay, so they have VMI and ETSU. So what we really need is ETSU to sweep. We need Mercer to lose to ETSU 2-1. We don't want ETSU to sweep because we also need ETSU to stay close to us. So I don't know. Would you kind of look at it this way? while ETSU has a tough sled ahead, it also has the most opportunity to catapult above because they play two of the teams they're tied with, right? We're only playing one of the teams we're tied with. Mercer's only playing one of the teams they're tied with. So ETSU controls their own destiny from that perspective, unless Samford just comes out there, balls, sweeps, 6-0. Here we go, boys. 2 seed locked up.
Do we hope ETSU gets the 1 so they can continue their streak of being the regular season champs but not winning the tournament?
No. Because if ETSU gets the 1, that means Western got the 2, and we really need the double bye.
That's right, because the strike 3 called it ends. Yeah, we lost that Sunday game to Western. Yeah. Dang it, never mind.
Yes. So, yeah, that's kind of how the SoCon is shaping up for baseball. We're in it. That's all you can kind of ask for at the end of the season. We are in it. Can the boys get it done? Traveling to Charleston to take on the Citadel this weekend. We shall see. All right, softball. Conference tournament time. I'm not going to say we came super close because we did lose the series 2-1 or 1-2. And both losses, it was at least 3 runs. However, if we had won the series, we would have won the conference, which is awesome. We finished second. I'll take it. And we got postponed. I think we're playing Friday now in Chattanooga. First round matchup. So Grant's pulling up the bracket. Wofford's the 4. Western's the 3. Interesting. I think that bodes. I would have rather have gotten the Wofford with the 4 seed because Western beat us. So I think Western beat us in the regular season 2-1. We just dropped the 1 to UNCG. I think those are the only 2 series that we lost. So kind of stinks that we got to play Western. Would have been nice if we just eked it out and gotten Wofford, but whatever. Hopefully Mercer or ETSU can upset Western, and by the time this episode drops on Friday, we'll be playing either ETSU or Mercer. But I don't know. I think this is a winnable tournament. What do you guys think?
I mean, they've been playing really well over the stretch. Obviously, this last series notwithstanding, they play real well. We all remember their non-conference slate was like Oregon, Florida State, the gauntlet they went through this little bit. But they have been playing really well since the Alabama win. So you do have that going for you.
I mean, yeah, they've been cooking.
Yeah, they've been cooking. Keep cooking. Why not?
They should get a little bit of a boost too, just with the SoCon conference or the SoCon season awards coming out. Olivia Shaw was Player of the Year, so it feels good to have some of the accolades start coming in and remind yourself as you go into this tournament that you really do have a team that has some of the best players in the conference. Because when you reset and everybody's on level playing field and it's a double elimination tournament, you're going to take every edge you can get. And I'll take a little bit of swag when I get up to the plate, and so hopefully the bats keep on swinging and we kind of power our way to the championship and just kind of see what happens.
Sam, I told you before we start recording, I do have a mea culpa from 2 weeks ago. Samford softball. Olivia Shaw joined Megan Curry as another player to win SoCon Player of the Year. Megan was on the team in 2016 when she won SoCon Player of the Year, and Samford won the regular season. So my apologies to Mr. and Mrs. Curry. I will correct that going forward. So shout out to them. But yeah, Megan was on the 2016 team where she obviously won Player of the Year. So
we've made that. Yeah, we blanked on if we'd won a SoCon regular season title before, and that's not the first time we've blanked on it. And it just is. It's especially embarrassing because it's when we were all there. So, no excuses. No excuses.
No, I knew that came across my desk, so I wanted to point that out for the record. Get that under the recording. So
yes, we are sorry. We're wishing the softball team the best of luck. Hopefully, they're not listening to this on Friday. They need to get their heads in the game. But we did have our first team all SoCon. Katie Campbell. Duh. All she does is hit bombs. Olivia Shaw, and then Brandy Phillips. On the second team, we had Addison Smith and McKinley Turner, and that was we did have when I was looking at the all freshman list, I was like, oh, how did we not have an all freshman? Well, we did. Reese Hickey, pitcher. So there you pretty good representation, I would say, especially considering we got player of the year. Otherwise, most of the accolades went to UNCG. Coach of the year, pitcher of the year, freshman of the year. Several players on the second team, 2 or 3 on the first team. So unsurprising because they were the regular season champions.
Yeah, Olivia was she's in the top 10 of the SoCon in 7 offensive categories, including leading the conference in doubles with 17. She started every game, 18 multi-hit games. She's Samford's 4th SoCon Player of the Year since Mary Catherine Tedder did in 2022. So that's pretty cool. We've got 4 players that have won SoCon Player of the Year. So I can't say that for a lot of schools. The 2nd Player of the Year this year for Samford Athletics, with obviously Jaden Booth getting it for men's basketball.
That's right. Let me ask you guys this. In baseball, because I'm not super familiar with how softball really shakes out, because I do know that the long ball is usually a sign of the better team. But in baseball, would you rather have the power team or the small ball team? If both teams have generated the same amount of runs, would you have rather generated those runs with home runs or stolen bases, bunts, hit to runs, steals, stuff like that?
That's a good question.
I'm torn. To me,
yeah, if you're the home run team, it feels like a 3-point team. It's like if the threes aren't falling, you're screwed. I'm kind of
100%. It was like the Yankees, like in the late 2010s playoffs, whenever they would face the Astros in the CS, they just the long ball just stopped, and that's all they could do.
Y'all know way more about baseball than I do, but I know that Tennessee under Tony Vitello was a big long ball team. And we won the national championship, World Series, so college World Series. So I'm just gonna go long ball.
I like it, Mike. That's
all I know.
That is some sound logic right there.
I do feel like
how did they do
small ball, you're probably better coached. Maybe gotta have a better mental game.
Yeah.
Not just crushing the ball and not having to think about base strategy.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, chicks do dig the long ball, so that makes sense. Shout out Mark McGuire. I think I still like to be the team that does a little bit of everything right. That way, kind of mix in a little both. That way, you have a better chance, unless you're the team that just hits bombs every day and you're cool with that low. Tennessee, basically, that's what Samford baseball was for the longest time under Casey. So we're just gonna hit a bunch of bombs. We can't bunt. We can't do any of this other stuff, but we hit tanks. And I think it was 2013, 2014 when Samford made the tournament and they had the home run leader in home runs with like 23 homers that year. So
yeah,
I mean, it's possible.
I think in college baseball, I'd rather have the home run team. In softball, I don't think it matters as much just because the field is so much tighter. Yeah, the home runs are awesome because it's easier than baseball, but at the same time, I mean, a hard hit ground ball through the gap will score a run in softball. And that's not necessarily the case in baseball. You got to work a whole lot harder with you have to make a whole lot more out of a hit in baseball to turn it into a run. A home run is the shorter path. In softball, I think it's easier to score if you're just on base. I ask that because looking at the conference stats to just show you how tight it was between UNCG and Samford offensively. So total runs, UNCG beat us out by 3, 129 to 126. We were ahead above those two teams were ahead above everyone else. 117 and 113 were third and fourth. Each team had over 180 hits. We out-hit UNCG by 2, 183 to 181. But this is why I asked. So they have 31 homers to our 23. So it's like a 20%, 30% advantage. However, we have over twice as many stolen bases. However, they have about 50% more walks. They got 86 walks. We had 55 walks. Strikeouts were about even, 70 to 64. Samford was 64. So certainly different styles in play, but UNCG kind of showing the unique mix of discipline at the plate with most walks in the conference and power hitting with second most homers in the conference at 31. Western actually led with 33. But I found that was pretty interesting. Just looking at that offensively, UNCG seems to have the edge, which is what we saw in the last series of the season. But anything kind of stick out there for you guys? I thought it was a pretty interesting split the way it broke out.
Yeah, the walks obviously kind of show UNCG with 40 more walks than Samford does. But I mean, yeah. Yeah, what do you shout out Moneyball? Just get on base and good things can happen. But I pay you to get on first, and I'll pay you to get thrown out second. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that is interesting. The walk number there.
It's a little scary. It's a little scary. They're a very good team.
Yeah, Samford leading a strikeout suit. That's not good either. But I mean, if you can work your way around it, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
pitching's a slightly closer conversation, except for the walks, which are killer in baseball, killer in softball. About the same amount of Ks, 98 to 99, Samford and UNCG. Both of those teams are the best pitching teams in the conference by far. The walks, though, guys, hits was like 117 to 120 in favor of UNCG, so that's about even. Home runs 11 to 16. Neither team really gives up that many homers. I mean, Furman gave up the most with 31, so you can do the math there. But this is the stat that you don't like to see. UNCG gave up 37 walks. Samford gave up 59.
Ooh.
Not fantastic. We didn't lead the conference. That's still third best, fourth best. That's fourth best in the conference. But if we both play as well as we can, we're going to be seeing UNCG again on Sunday. So I just don't like that. I don't like that. I still think the matchup favors UNCG, if that were to be the case.
That still seems like a low walk count, but I guess softball's probably a lot lower than baseball.
There's less games, and they're shorter games. There's only 7 innings.
That's fair. They play 7 innings, yeah.
So there's just way less innings overall over the course of the season.
That's a good point.
But no, yeah, Mike, to your point, 59 is not a bad number. 37 is a very good number.
Shout out to Chattanooga with only 19 homers. Must be tough. Only 19, James. Coming from the guy that will like singles hits and singles, doubles, triples rather than home runs, but I just wanted to point that out.
Pour one out for Mercer. Gave up 199 hits on the season. Samford gave up 120, UNCG 117. That's tough. 199 hits on top of 73 walks. They gave up 128 runs. Shockingly, Furman gave up 174. 174 runs. Samford only gave up 63.
Finally found a sport Furman sucks at. It's softball. We found one.
Finally. Yeah. They're really bad at baseball, too.
Yeah, really bad at baseball.
Like non-existent, basically.
So,
Might as well not
so bad that
up.
can you put 9 guys out there? They only have like set less slow pitch softball. They play with 7. I don't know what they're doing.
So a little bit of a I bring that up just to give a little bit of a preview if that were to be the championship matchup. Episode drops Friday. We'll be in the thick of the tournament by that point. We'll see. We got to win 3 games and possibly a 4th if we don't lose. But yeah, SoCon championship softball is going on this weekend. Check it out. Boys, let's transition to tennis. This was tough. It was streamed, which is rare. You could actually watch it on Mississippi State's tennis website. It was pretty sweet. You could choose which court to watch. And it started off well. We won the doubles point. It's pretty hype. It's 1-0. Clouds are gathering as we hit the singles matches. And then things just started to not go well. But then we got a rain delay. And with the rain delay, I thought our guys could gather themselves, get back into it. Some of them did. Most of them didn't. Sandeep's match was the one, if he had figured out how to just win that second set, force the third set, I think that may have been able to turn the tide, because a lot of the other guys, similar deal, not as close to making the third set, but right there. I mean, we really only had one lopsided match, maybe 2. You could count Sebastian's. But Lucas and Sebastian matches were the most lopsided. Otherwise, we were in it and just needed a few things to go our way. And they did not.
Doubles point was fun, though.
Yeah, doubles point is pretty awesome, though. Because that's really 3 matches. We won 2 out of 3. So
I mean, yeah, it was a great start. You open it up and it's like, oh, heck yeah, we're up 1-0. Let's see what happens. And then nothing happened, which sucks.
but like a lot of these games went to a 7th game tiebreak.
Yeah. And I know. That's what I'm saying.
Show how
it
competitive.
could have gone our way.
Yeah.
It just didn't. And credit to Wisconsin. It's not a coincidence that none of the matches went our way. You know what I mean? Like, they were a better tennis team. If you win every single close set across the board, I mean, obviously they're good. They're good. They didn't get lucky. But man, it hurt. It's gotta hurt to be that close. I mean, Darcy and Sandeep both had opportunities to win their matches and couldn't get to the third set. And if we had won those two, then it would have come down to the match that didn't finish with Santiago. And that match was tight. It was 7-5 first set in favor of Wisconsin. And then in the second set, it was 4-5. Who knows how the last one would have gone, but or if we would have been able to force the third set. But good effort by the boys, but it's got to be painful. I think I'd rather get annihilated.
That's weird logic.
Wisconsin did against State, and State beat them 4-0, so State advances in the tournament. So there's that.
Well, we're building a dynasty here, so come back next year for more.
I mean, we are.
The Coach Reynolds has already hit the portal. We've already got an addition from Gardner Webb. Look at that. An Australian. He was the 2025 Big South Tournament MVP. So pretty hype coming over next year.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty hype. All right, fellas. Samford announced a new Hall of Fame class. A lot of these players are near and dear to our hearts because they were there when we were there. Actually, just 2 of them. But still, 2 of, I would say, the biggest names on here. Maybe Chris Evans is arguable, especially considering he was the image backdrop of some of our football articles, just because he's a stud. But starting off, men's golf got a little bit of love, shockingly. 2005, the entire team was inducted into Samford's Hall of Fame. Won the conference, finished 26th in the NCAA regional. Congratulations. The 2011 volleyball team was inducted. They finished the season with a school record 29 wins. They won Samford's first SoCon championship and first NCAA tournament bid in school history, which is interesting. And then Chris Evans, all-world running back, 2007 to 2010, ushered in Samford into the SoCon. Absolute stud. Last 2. Michael Pierce, household name. Was Coach Pierce for a day. Not to be.
His name was announced and everything.
Easily one of our favorite Samford players of all time. Was there when we were there. Was part of some very fun football teams. Very fun era of Samford football. And then, the all-star of the all-star, Jermaine Seopasenwe, Olympic athlete, all SoCon every year, absolute stud. I would say this was one of my favorite end of the Hall of Fame classes. I could not care less about the first few, but the last 2 bangers.
Yeah, Jermaine holds the school record for career goals, assists, points, game-winning goals, and shots. Single season records for goals, assists, points, game-winning goals, and shots.
Of the school's most successful athletic program.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part.
So while we were there, she kind of became a household name once she made it on the Olympic team.
Yes.
2016, yeah.
But kind of under the radar a little bit in terms of how good she really was.
Oh, for sure. I think we were so spoiled.
Yeah.
Because, we were there. We're like, oh, our women's soccer team's amazing. They're amazing. Jermaine we know is our star. But when she made the Olympics, it was like, holy crap. Like, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, to win back-to-back SoCon Player of the Years, all over the record books, and that was a stretch where Samford won 10 conference titles in a row, something like that, something insane. Was part of that?
Yeah.
Crazy.
15 game-winning goals is quite a stat.
That's insane.
Yeah, she had 39 career goals. Second closest was 34, and then third closest was 27. Taylor Yount, 2019, 2023.
She had 8 in one season.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
like
awesome
8 goals at all in one season is impressive.
Yes. 8 game winners in a season. 16 presumably in the same season. But yeah. Jermaine, star.
I'm just glad you pronounced her name correctly.
Look, she's Samford royalty. I feel like you have to, I can't mess that up. It's not just some random basketball player who's in one year, out the other. It's like, this was back when college sports were college sports.
She had 4 assists in one game against Memphis in 2015.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Dude, that is crazy. Oh, yeah.
That's got to be some kind of record.
What was the score of that game? I need to look that up because 4 assists in one game. Let's see, 2015. I got to look this up. 2015. Oh, we won 5-1. Beat Memphis 5-1. She assisted on 4 of the 5.
Did she have the 5th goal?
I'm just about to look, and she didn't actually. She decided to pass that day. She had 4 assists. No, just kidding. Sorry, Mike, I lied. Yeah, she had the 5th. She had the goal in the other ones. Yeah, 4 assists and then scored the.
That's impressive.
Scored the goal in the other one.
Just a casual, very casual. Just like a.
Let's get to our question from our favorite Finn, Jermaine Marshall. Did you know the Finns love that guy? He's the life of whatever party he's at.
The country loves him so much. He played for a different team in Finland last year. He's playing for a new team in Finland this year. He's on his 2nd Finland team. That's how much he just loves the country.
I don't know if we're going to have him on when he's retired.
Maybe he's dating a Finnish girl.
Yeah. I am very curious to know what it's like to be in Finland.
Didn't he say he moved from New York because it was too cold?
He did say something like that.
Or from Ohio, sorry. Where was he before? Was he in New York or Ohio?
He was at Akron. Yeah, he was at Akron before coming over.
Didn't he say he moved down to Birmingham from Akron because it was too cold up there?
He said he wanted to get back down south because it was too cold. At the same time, he's not getting paid as a job. Wasn't getting paid as a job. I feel like
that's fair. I'll be cold if I'm getting paid.
At that point, you just go wherever the opportunity is. No, but we are definitely going to have him back on just to talk about what it's like to play in Finland. But he asked us all-time starting 5 Samford basketball with the 6th man. And we had done this before. Grant, you want to read to us what our teams were? And the framework when we first did it was players since 2010 or players we had watched just to keep it relevant. For this one, we could there were no rules.
Yeah, I went back and listened to the last time we did this, which was February 2024. So Samford was right in the midst of trying to win the conference. Let's see. Okay, Sam, we ended up having the same list. Listening back, it was Just Sharkey at the 1, Dimitri Stensel-Dice at the 2, Jermaine at the 3, Tim Williams at the 4, and Logan Dye at the 5. And then Mike, you had almost the same. Sharkey at the 1, Quez Glover at the 2. Remember when we had to mention Quez every episode? Jermaine Marshall, Wyatt Walker, and Logan Dye was Mike's starting 5 in that one.
What was Jeb's?
Jeb was not on that show, so I did not get his.
Shocker.
But he sent it. Didn't he send it to us today?
He sent us.
He sent us his. Yeah, he sent us his. So yeah, we can count that. Yeah.
Let's start with Jeb.
Because he was doing 2010 or later.
Yeah, his was 2010 or later. He had Ryland Jones at the 1, Sharkey at the 2. Oh, sorry, hold on. So he changed it. So Sharkey at the 1. Shout out Jaden Booth at the 2. AJ State McCray, Jermaine Marshall, and then a Chore at the 5, and then Ryland as this 6th man. So Sharkey, Booth, State McCray, Jermaine, and a Chore. with Ryland.
I'm sorry, Jeb, but the team I'm about to roll out on the court would destroy yours. Absolutely destroy yours.
All right. So yeah, we did more of an all-time. Sam, we dug through the record books before we started. You had a couple of these guys and some stats about these guys. Read off your 5 and then go over what you found on some of your guys in your 5.
Yeah, this was a fun exercise. So thank you, Jermaine. Got to go with Sharky as the point guard. Some of these stats are absurd. He's the career steal leader, 285. Career assist leader, 758. Most impressive stat, he's the Cal Ripken of our time. Most games played at 129. Played from 2016 to 2020. Averaged over 7 assists a game. Absolute beast. In a era of Samford basketball where there was one good season, he was the bright spot every year. Steve Barker, this is kind of going back 78 to 1982 is when he played. Second all-time leading scorer. Poor guy graduates as the all-time leading scorer with 1,902 points. And a guy I'm about to say came in 2 years later or 1 year later and beat him out by 23 points for him to leave as the all-time leading scorer. So Steve was our all-time leading scorer for 2 seasons exactly. Scored actually a few more, I guess. It would have taken until 1986, so 4 years. He scored 584 points in a season, finished with the highest free throw percentage, 85%. This is the crazy stat about this guy. 84 straight games of double-figure points. 84 straight games. Also, his head of hair, I don't think the LinkedIn guy is the same guy. Although that would be hilarious. If you're on YouTube, that would be hilarious if it was. So Sharky and Steve Barker. Then, a guy that if we didn't overlook, because like I said, our parameters were since 2010, but Craig Beard as my 3-man, NBA draft pick, 80th to the Bulls, all-time leading scorer at 1,925 points. He's the only member of the 700-point club in a season with 703 points in 1985. All he does is score. I have Jermaine in my 4. Jermaine finished his career 28th all-time leading scorer with 1,022, which is incredible because, in his time at Samford, he was not like our scorer. He was a quiet 20 points. You know what I mean? Occasionally he would flash, but just the consistency, the longevity, cracked the top 30 all-time leading scorer. 9th in rebounds all-time. That was not very surprising. And then I just called him our all-time team captain because what team doesn't want to be led by Jermaine? And then Tim Williams, I put him as my center. He's only 6'8". We're playing small, but we are balling. He is a member of the 1,000-point club, played from 2012 to 2014, scored 564 points in the season, and in 2 years, he led the team in both scoring and rebounding. That's the kind of player I want on my team. And then as my 6th man, AJ State McRae, fan favorite, friend of the pod, had to go with AJ. I'm going pure athleticism. We are just running the court, dunking on everybody. Jeb's team loses by 30 to us.
So Bucky's your coach. You're just going up and down. We're just going
to. We didn't even pick coach. I don't know. I guess I got to go Bucky. Yeah.
I don't think there's any other answer there.
Yeah.
Well,
no, Tillett. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You got 2 options.
Take that back. Thought we were talking 2010 and later.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we got some options.
Yeah, that is incredible. Just going through those numbers you mentioned on Barker. One that had hair, incredible, and then the numbers, obviously, and then Beard. Those numbers, obviously, we had to throw.
Yeah,
there.
All he does is score. All right, Grant, hit us.
Yeah, I've got some of the same crossover. Josh Sharkey at the 1. You mentioned Shark's numbers. He's actually back playing overseas. He had a knee injury last year. A couple years ago, he's bounced back. So good to see him back out there. I had to throw Craig Beard in here. Obviously, the points leading scorer in Samford history with over 1,900 points from 83 to 86. He inches out Steve Barker by, as you said, by 23 points. Sharkey is 7th all time in points. He played 5 years at 1,500. So I've got those two in my backcourt. And Chris Beard is 6'5", 6'6", so you throw that in there. I did throw Demetrius Denzel Dyson in there. He was actually in my 2010 on. I put in there. He is 24th all time at points at over 1,067. He did that in just 3 years. So you factor that in. He's a part of the 500 point club. He had 580 overall points, averaging 16 points a game in 2016 and 2017. And he's got some size to him too. Jermaine had to throw him there for obvious reasons. You can't have Jermaine ask the question and not throw Jermaine in there. And then my 5-man, I'm going to stick with what Jeb has. I'm going to throw a Chore in there, just the way that he came into his own that final year before he decided to leave us. But I mean, that year is pretty special.
Did us dirty. Shame, Grant. Shame, shame.
Him at the 5. And then my 6-man, I went back and forth. He could have gone Logan Dye, was another guy who turned into a really, really nice player under Bucky. But I got to have some recency bias here with Jaden Booth. He's the Samford's leading 3-point shooter in attempts percentage. When you go through all those attempts, he attempted over 250 threes and shot 40% from 3. He obviously has at the single season or the single game record with the 10 threes he hit against UNCG. So Jaden Booth is my 6-man.
I think my team still wrecks yours. I don't think. Yeah. I think the combination of Craig Beard, Jermaine Marshall, and Tim Williams is just an absurd combination. No one's very tall, but tenacious scoring, strong defense. All right, Mike, who you got?
Yeah, a lot of overlap, but this is difficult. It's kind of sad because, guys, let's be honest. In 10 years, if we're having this conversation, our list might look the same because of the transfer portal. And every year we might have individual incredible seasons like Jaden Booth, who just ended up as the 6th man on Grant's list. You know, it's like, how often are we gonna have a player as good as Jaden Booth? If we do, he's not gonna stick around for 4 years and be a Josh Sharkey. So
nope.
Anyways, my list, obviously Josh Sharkey at the 1. For all the reasons you listed, guys. Sam, I stole your guy, Craig Beard at 2. As my 2 guard, like you said, 1985, 80th overall pick, top scoring leader, Samford history, 3-time all-conference player, conference rookie of the year, conference tournament MVP. I've got a boy, Jermaine. It's not bad. I got Jermaine at 3. Probably one of my personal favorite players. And then somebody y'all did not mention is Mark Salyers.
Okay.
At the 4 spot. 6'9" forward, 2 times all conference, top 10 assists, top 10 in blocks, number 1 in Samford history in defensive win shares. I don't actually know what that means, but it sounds really impressive.
Mike is pulling these stats from like a fake website. How do they have a defensive? When did this guy play again, Mike?
He was there in the late 90s, early 2000s when Samford made the tournament twice. So.
Defensive win shares? What does that mean?
97 to 01,
97 to 01.
Win shares. I'm not going to pretend to give you the full definition, but I mean, he's pretty valuable in defense. It's basically a defensive war, maybe would be the way to put it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it.
So good luck scoring a bunch of points with this guy down there, Sam.
That's true. I like that.
I'm going to put
Williams
him at the 4
score
spot.
On that Joker. I'm sorry. No, he's only 6'9". He's only 6'9".
Yeah, but then we got Wyatt Walker down there at the 5 spot.
How big? So
you're not getting through
How big's
Mark
Wyatt?
Salyers and Wyatt Walker. He's also 6'9", I think. This is tough though. Once you get to the 5 and the 6 spot, there's so many names that can go in there. Like Rylan Jones deserves a spot. Shore, unfortunately, for the season that he had, deserves a spot. Jaden Booth for his 1 season SoCon Player of the Year.
Yes.
It's probably the most impressive individual season in Samford history. Even Dylan Faulkner, first team all SoCon. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, that once you get to that 5 spot and down, it's pretty tough list to fill.
Yeah, and it was tough. To your credit, Mike, you went a more traditional basketball lineup. You didn't find there's not really a 7, like we didn't find any 7-footers. I think you could make an argument for Riley just for his Kansas game heroics of bringing us back into the game. Like was amazing. Outside of that, there's really no 7-footers. So I get the love for a chore. Mike, I like your classic approach. I would think you have the second best team. I think I still have the best team. You have the second best team. Grant is third. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yeah,
we'd love
we
to hear your
love,
guys' thoughts.
especially the guys that have been around for a while. Like, let us know the players that you remember the most.
I think I'm gonna get dinged for not having a true big man. Like Tim Williams is a true big man, but like he's not. But
you're playing buckyball, so like y'all don't really.
You really need one, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody that can keep up.
Yeah.
My team would average 100 points a game.
And Mike, did you have a 6-man too in there? I forgot to ask that.
Well, so on my list, I've got Wyatt Walker at 5, and then I'm just putting Jaden Booth at 6. But like, I really would love to have AJ up there somewhere because he might be my favorite player of all time.
Yeah,
Rylan Jones, like so many great players you just don't have a spot for. Christian Cunningham, Logan Dye.
I mean, that's what's crazy. Yeah, from our original list, like Denzel got cut, Christian Cunningham got cut. Who else were we looking at?
I had Quez on my initial list, and I'm embarrassed to have him on there. So,
I wouldn't even have said that out loud, but yeah, I would be embarrassed as well.
Yep.
Who else did we have? We had a few other guys.
I also think that like it's hard to not be emotional about these picks because some of these guys like Quez and like a Chor, like the way they leave and enter the transfer portal is going to kind of ding them in terms of how we
100%
idolize them. Whereas like an AJ State McRae might still end up on the list even though he transferred out and played 2 more seasons elsewhere.
If you give me 3 years, that's all I ask. If you give me 4, I love you. If you give me 5, all-time favorite. You know what I mean? So like AJ qualifies with the 4. I think Jermaine qualifies with the 4. So a Chor can get out of there. And that's the problem with Jaden. He only had 1 year to give us.
Yeah.
Not what he could do. Yeah.
Granted, let's be honest. He's not coming back to Samford with the season he just had, if he had 1 more year of eligibility. Especially when you got cats like, where did Lucas Walls sign?
A&M.
I gig him.
Yeah. Like, okay. Exactly.
And Faulkner ended up at Clemson?
He's at Clemson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll turn this into a social clip and post it out. Then we can get some polls out there, maybe get some engagement. So leave your comments on those. I'll probably put that, if you're listening to this Friday, Saturday, I'll put it out probably Monday or Tuesday. But again, comment under the episode on YouTube or Spotify if you want to. So
we need an Instagram poll, Grant. Who has the better team?
Yep, I'll do Instagram, Twitter. I'll do both. Yeah,
I like it.
Yep, cool.
Now I'm kind of nervous.
Sam, you're about to get roasted. Some of your players are going to come out and be like, I don't deserve to be on that list, Sam.
No, I only have dogs on my team. Everyone who's on my team's like, yeah, of course, I'm on the top 5 all-time Samford basketball team.
Yeah, I might send this to people who would know some guys back in the day. If I get responses, we can do that next week. I'll reach out to some people we've either had on the show or are still around Samford that maybe could give us some insight on what they think.
Yeah.
You want to know something wild? Colin Holloway led the team in rebounds in 2024-2025.
That's great because we spent our entire NIL budget on him.
Some of these stats, when you get to the end of the Bucky era, that last year, some of these stats are just, they feel weird.
Yeah. I noticed that as well. Like
you mentioned, Trey Fort led Samford in points 2 years ago. It's like I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. Tim Williams is only second in player efficiency rating behind a Chor. So
I love that Mike's pulling up college basketball reference. I need to do that too. It's good.
Give me Tim 11 out of 10 times over a Chor. 11 out of 10 times.
You don't even know what player efficiency rating means.
I don't even care. I don't care.
I know you don't.
Tim Williams was a dog.
Then he left and transferred too before a transfer is even a thing.
But it was his graduate season.
Sam loves to make up rules on the spot.
That was that making up rules.
You're like, well, if you give me 2 years, you're good. If you give me 3 years, I love you. If you give me 5 years, you're immortal. But if it's a 4th year and then you go grad school, then it's okay. You're still immortal.
Look, look, Tim played in a lean era of Samford basketball. Okay? A chore was getting paid. I hold those players to a different standard. I think it's
that's why this list is going to look the exact same in 10 years.
I know, it's terrible. Like, we might see an AJ State McCray type player that develops, that is super raw and develops. But I'm with you, Mike. It's a depressing thing to think about. Like, we
got the right coach for it. Like,
yeah, but it's not the right. It's not the right setting. Like, yeah, he is the right coach to do something like that. But at the same time, it's not the environment of the sport is not conducive for anything like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Lucas Wallace is a good example of that. Like, Lucas was a guy who was developing. We thought he was going to make the third. Like, you go back and listen to 2 years of podcasts when we bring up Lucas Walls. It was like, man, the junior year is going to be so good for Lucas. Could have been.
Yeah, then you throw Josh and Riley in there too. Like, those three, obviously, were going to be juniors. But defensive win shares, Bill Russell is all-time NBA defensive leader in win shares, defensive win shares, Sam. So there you go. That's an inclination on what that means.
So it's an antiquated stat is what I'm hearing.
Tim Duncan's second. So, I mean, there's that. So.
Less antiquated.
Doesn't Bill Russell have like 11 championships and is considered like a top 5 player of all time?
Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
But he was also...
Because of his defensive win shares.
He was also 7 feet tall in an era where players were not 7 feet tall. It was like if Yao Ming went back to the 50s and played. It's like, all right, yeah, this guy's going to dominate. You know? It's a little different. He was amazing, but he was also physically gifted beyond compare.
LeBron is
relative to the other players.
Shares, so crazy.
Okay, I feel better about that stat then, because LeBron is amazing.
I didn't think you were a LeBron fan.
I'm not a LeBron fan, but I think he's amazing.
Just objectively good. Yeah, that's fair.
But he's 40. Yeah. He's 40.
I don't cheer for him. I don't like the Lakers.
Still doing it.
Definitely didn't cheer for him with the Heat. He is still doing it, Grant, and it is incredible. I mean, the guy is an absolute machine. It's also load management. Let's be real.
He's throwing lobs to his own son in the playoffs. He's still doing it.
You really got to appreciate what Logan Dad did for Samford basketball.
100%.
I mean, he's number 2 all time in games played, and he and Sharkey are 1 and 2. Nobody else within a decade of them is in the top 10 list.
He was a real. Like when you're talking about the 6th spot, or even Tim Williams' spot, he was the only other guy I was considering. And like, if you want to sub out Tim Williams for Logan, you can. Logan was more limited offensively. That's why I put Tim in.
Yeah, he had a slow first couple years wrapping up the Scott Padgett era, and then stuck around with Bucky and really like kind of came into his own his last 2 years at Samford.
He went on the Captain America diet and became jacked, and all of a sudden was good.
Yeah. And he finished his like last 6 games on one leg, getting shot up with vitamin T just so he can play like his last 5-6 games. Like that's
if any of us had put him, no pushback. A chore is the only one I'm pushing back on. Okay. But even then, what was it, the Western game, I think? Or UNCG game? What was the one that he scored like 40 points?
I think that was Western.
Western, on the road. Yeah. That is still like seared in my mind as one of the all-time great performances I've seen.
Is he done, or does he have a 8th year next year?
I have no idea. I don't know. They said he was going to the portal, but I thought he was done, but I guess not. So
I don't know. At a certain point, they may make him retake the ACT to see if he's eligible, but we'll see. I will say the Jermaine Furman game-winning dunk or layup, I guess it ended up being, was in that era the best play of that era.
Other than the little Bob thing in the tournament game, I would put that 2. I'll put the Jermaine layup 1.
I agree. The only reason I don't want to put that one is we didn't win, and so therefore 99.9% of America forgets. The only, like everyone that remembers that play also remembers Jermaine's play, and we won. And it was against a team that we cannot beat.
Yeah.
God, sucks. It still annoys me. Anyway, that was a fun exercise. Any other thoughts on best basketball players of all time before we wrap it up?
Next week should do our least favorite guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, we love to hate.
No,
Biggest
you
bust.
No, you do. Yeah.
Biggest bust in the transfer portal era.
Oh, I like that, Mike. I like that.
Who was-
that? Could get spicy.
God, who was not a problem? That's
Okay, yes, it's going to be similar where there's going to be everyone's going to have one or two of the same guys, but I am,
There's a
there's
lot.
some-
That would actually be. Let's do that. We're not going to record it because it's just mean, but I think we should do that.
Why does it mean these players got paid?
That's fair.
That's fair.
I don't think it's mean. They were compensated to be terrible. I feel like they should be apologizing to us.
Isaiah West, Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of throwbacks, Josh Holloway has transferred to Memphis. So there's that. Who plays the game for their Memphis team first? Josh
he
or Ja?
Is he from Memphis?
See how that goes? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just going home.
Yeah. Does he play a game for Memphis before John Morant plays a game before Memphis next year? That's something.
Honestly, kind of figured he'd want to stay out of town, but maybe people have forgotten now that Jaw's on his way out.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? He was going to be the face of the NBA. And now he is falling off a cliff.
Yeah. Shot his way out. But we do have no portal, obviously, but Zion
is
is
bad.
Zion transferred to Georgia State, so we do have that, which I didn't see that coming, honestly. I thought he'd go closer out west, but
Another
I didn't see
guy, one more year of development. Is this coming year would have been the year. Sucks. Georgia State, have
that. I
fun,
don't know.
buddy. Have fun. Fun school. But
Is it a fun school?
Yeah, you're in downtown Atlanta, baby.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
How fun is that? I don't know. How
That
fun.
doesn't sound fun at all.
It can
Yeah,
be very fun.
Coming from the guy that just left Atlanta.
And thank God we did. So
Yeah, speaking of Ja, how fun could that be? So Samford has one player spot left and one assistant coach spot left. So they have that going. So we'll see when that happens. So that's all I got.
yeah. Well, softball is playing this weekend. That's what we will be watching. Tune in to the softball conference tournament. State of the Bulldogs is out. Hope everybody has a fantastic week and go Dogs.